Welcome back to 1983. I am your host, PH, and tonight we are starting the 12 Days of Conspiracies. Basically, this series will culminate in one big conspiracy that the previous 11 contribute to. We will be covering gun rights today, and we'll probably start off with a question. If you're a gun owner, how far are you willing to allow laws to go before you do something about your rights? Obviously, the day they show up and take them away isn't the answer. In my opinion, they've already gone too far. We need to start by taking back local and state government positions. The only nonviolent way to win is to take back the conservative vote. And I don't mean electing the same old politicians who don't give a crap. I'm talking about electing everyday, red-blooded patriots that will give back to will give the power back to the people. So let's get into the conspiracy side of things. If you can't directly take guns away from the people, what do? Make limits on things that don't actually matter in what they're calling assault-style guns? Limit the weapons ammo capacity? I think we can only have 30-round magazines right now, which, in the grand scheme of things, probably seems legitimate, I guess. Make things like bump stocks and quote-unquote kit guns illegal. If you believe that politicians are doing these things out of common sense, you're sorely mistaken. Handguns are the most used weapon in so-called mass shootings. If they truly believe that the laws they're making will actually cut down on lives lost to mentally handicapped criminals, they wouldn't be changing the rules that they're choosing to change. Another way to limit who can use their weapons is to make ammo scarce. What can you do if the producers let the shelves go bare? You can't even reload your own ammo unless you had the foresight to buy gunpowder and bullets before this COVID stuff happened. This drives up the price for ammo. Well, the ammo that's available. It costs more to shoot a deer now than ever before, and that's just to get food. It's gone up like multiple dollars per bullet. I've never seen that happen before in my life. What if you had to defend yourself against an outside force? I know it's a long shot, but hey, we're into conspiracies right now. Russia comes through the Alaskan front, comes down to, I live in Idaho. What do? You only have 20 bullets laying around? That sucks. It seems like a good way to make sure that your armed populace can't defend itself. Speaking of defense, can you actually trust the federally funded state National Guard anymore? Did you know that during wartime, the National Guard gets paid by the feds to deploy? It's not just your state dollars anymore going to make those guys, not make them, to support them while they're fighting and pay for the fight. What happens if the war is against American citizens? You're now asking a softer, arguably more liberal army to choose their morals over money. I know a few Bible verses that talk about that very topic. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9 says, "But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition." Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that being wealthy is bad. I'm not one of those Christians that say, for the love of money is evil. It's greed that makes you evil. Right? Because you can do things with money, charity, stuff like that, building churches, building schools, building infrastructure in third world countries. All of that stuff are good things to do with money. But what happens when you have to decide whether or not you go to war with your brother because the people that are paying your paycheck say either don't get paid and probably get charged with treason or go to war? So they've limited the guns we can own, told us how we can and can't modify them, made ammo damn near impossible to find, and made it so expensive to own one, you can't even sight the damn thing in. Is it just me, or does this have conspiracy written all over it? I ask one more time, how far are you willing to let it go before you do something? I know in my head, it probably shouldn't go very much further. We need to find good-hearted Americans. Not Republicans, not Democrats, not people that have been bought out. We need to find people that care about giving the power back to the people. Thank you for listening to this episode. Day 2 of the 12 Days of Conspiracy will be out tomorrow. Try to enjoy your evening if you're allowed to.